All right. Yo, welcome back, world. You're now listening to the City of Savages podcast, and I'm your host, Cam. As always, here with my co host, Greg. What's up, G?
Yo, what's good, Cam? What's going on?
Chilling, man, chilling. You know me. And today we got a special guest,
For
Alicia
sure.
Johnson. What's going on, Alicia?
Welcome.
Nothing much. Just relaxing, chilling. Happy to
Relax,
be with y'all today.
relax and chilling. Now we're glad you joined, and yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm excited. It's gonna be a good one talking to you.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah,
been a
yeah.
minute.
It has been a minute.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, I know. Greg, before we started recording, Greg was like, "Yo, when y'all meet, when you meet Alicia?" And I was like, "Yo, we met in Charleston like a while ago." You know what I mean? So it's
Long,
good.
long, like the
Yeah.
toucan days.
Oh
Oh
man,
man.
yeah, that yeah.
Sheesh. Two
Sheesh.
can't two can't read.
All
Man,
Yeah,
remember
right.
yeah.
that?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Rendezvous.
Oh man,
Oh
those are the
man.
days though. Hey, classic
Hey,
days.
hey, shout out
Legendary.
to Rendezvous and Rivers Ave, man. Hey,
Ooh. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
That was the spot.
yeah.
And what was the other one we used to turn up at
What,
on
the
on Ashley
Hippodrome?
Phosphate?
Oh, what was that called?
Dang, what was the
Oh, it
name
was
of it?
like the really big one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, not owner's box.
Um, was it end zone?
The end zone. That's it.
End
Yeah,
zone.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't in that one. I
Oh,
didn't
you
get to
ain't in
that
there?
one.
Oh man, the end zone
No.
was lit too. That
And
was
you know
way
what?
back though.
And you know what? I think by the time that Toucan was really like a thing and Rendezvous was a thing, they had like tore end zone down
Yeah,
actually.
end zone was
Like
gone by then.
they like
Yeah.
I
complete.
remember I did get to go to end zone once. That's when I first got into the party life.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
So
Yeah.
I do remember end zone now.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Good
much
Yeah,
has
it's
times,
been
man.
a
changed.
what's that?
So much has changed.
Oh yeah, a lot's changed. A lot's changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been around, moving around since then, right? How you went to LA for a minute, right? And now you in Atlanta?
Mhm. I was in LA for about 5 years.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then I missed it. I miss being near my family. So I felt like I was doing it backwards by living in LA and visiting Atlanta. So I
Mm,
figured I should probably live in Atlanta and visit
visit
LA.
LA. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so I moved back to Atlanta in 2019, like December 2019.
Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. So
And how was that transition? Was it easy for you or
Well, the transition from which way? From Atlanta to LA or to LA back to Atlanta?
going back home? Yeah.
Going back was easy. It was just very, very expensive.
Oh, okay.
mm,
Like, because I got my car shipped and all that. But other than
oh
that, it was
yeah.
easy. I already had a job opportunity out here. So it was just pretty much like, I think I had like 3 weeks to get ready. So I just came and
Mm,
had 2 days to find an apartment.
dang.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, that's a lot. Hey, but you probably came at a good time for Atlanta. I'm sure there was like a lot of spots to choose from in 2019. Maybe not so much now.
Right.
You know what? It was because I got into the cruise industry, but COVID really slowed that down.
Oh
So
yeah, definitely, definitely. So that's actually us talking about this is a good it's a good transition or a good start for us. We always like to start with the origin story. So we know that you are an event decorator. So kind of give us a backstory. Tell us about yourself and how you got into that.
okay, so we have to say thank you to COVID. I know that
Yeah.
COVID's probably been a hard time for a lot of people, but for me, I was always putting all my time in my 9 to 5, because
Mm,
my goal was to just move up the chain.
Right.
But I would always talk to my friends. I want to know what my purpose is. I want to know. I don't know. I don't know what it is that I want to do.
right.
Back in the day, I used to model. Like when I was living in Charleston, I used to do the model and acting. And then when I got a little older, I felt like that wasn't something that I wanted to do.
Mm,
So
Hmm.
my job that I was telling you I got was a relationship manager for Holland America, Princess Cruise Lines, and
okay.
a couple of other ships. So basically, I managed the relationship between my company and them.
Okay.
Mm,
But when COVID hit, they made everyone go home. So I had nothing but time. So I didn't know what to do with myself. Like I had all this time. So I started off cooking. So I was learning new recipes and making like 3-course meals, like breakfast, lunch, full dinner now. Then I started getting fat. So I was like, okay, let me try something different. Yeah. So I actually started off making a home decor page. So I made an Instagram page for home decor because I like to decorate.
Right.
But, I was decorating a little bit, but again, COVID, I didn't know what was going to happen with my job. Yeah. I just moved into my apartment. So it was a good, good way, but I didn't want to spend a lot of money on furniture and things if my job may lay us off. And they ended up, cutting our pay like 20%. So, yeah. So then when I had this page, it was completely different from my personal page, right? A personal page, I'm just seeing, my friends, I'm seeing, people do makeup and, fashion, hair. Those are the things that I was following. But when I started doing the home decor page, I started seeing balloon garlands, like stuff like this. Stuff like this. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
So I made this before the show. But I started seeing stuff like this that I've never seen before. Like I don't know what rock I was underneath. But I started seeing, backdrops, and I started seeing like people making centerpieces. And I was like, I think I can do that. I was like, I want to try that because just a level of being creative. She's now falling over there. But just a level of being creative. So the first time I made my first backdrop, you would have never guessed it was my first backdrop. And after that, I was just on YouTube, just watching all the different, just different things that people did with balloons. And it just kept going up. Like I did a Halloween party. I have an Airbnb business. So I decorated the whole entire Airbnb in like this Halloween theme. Yeah. So and everybody, like, especially the women. So the guys was like, man, this is cool. Yeah. But the women were like, wow, like the level of details that you put into this is so good. This is so good. So I was just like, okay. So in December, a friend gifted me an LLC in event decorating.
Wow.
So, I don't know if anybody's ever done this before, but sometimes I think that we're afraid to be great, or I was afraid to be great. So I was one of those people who would start things and not finish them, or just be afraid of maybe failing.
Right.
But in order for you to even be good, sometimes you have to fail. But I was just so afraid of the word no, rejection, and failure. Yeah. Those were the things that just scared me the most. But when somebody else gifted me something like that, I guess it made me feel like, okay, you really believe in what I'm doing. You really believe in my gift. So it just gave me more confidence to like believe in myself.
Yeah.
So I took on another job. I was working 2 full-time jobs at the exact same time. And I wonder if I should even be saying that if they ever were to see this, but I was working 2 full-time jobs at the same time because I decided that I wanted to test to make sure I was walking in my purpose. And I figured if I was going to decorate anybody's event, I might as well start with my own.
Right.
So I did my birthday was February 26th. I looked for venues that allow me enough time to decorate because I didn't have a team. It was just me and a friend. So I didn't have a team, and I did it as a garden theme. And I invited about like 22 people. Okay. And everybody just loved it. I learned that was something that I really liked. And then it just kind of went there. And then I started expanding though. It's a very good avenue to create multiple streams of income.
Yeah.
So, I do the event decorating, but you see the flower panels in the back. I started an Etsy page just selling flower panels, period.
Okay.
Right.
And so that was another part. And then I had a girl reach out to me who wanted a flower wall, but she wanted me to be there at her photo shoot. So now I also offer photo shoot. Like I'll do the backdrop or whatever theme you want for your photo shoot. Yeah. And if you want me to be there to do creative directing, I do that. So it kind of just is, it's a broad industry where I can create multiple streams of income for myself while still walking in my purpose.
Yeah. Okay.
That's dope. That's very dope.
Yeah, there's a lot there. And one of the last thing you said, it actually made me think about, Greg, you remember we talked to Rico. He always talked about his models. They
Yep.
come in and not have their own creative director. He's
Yep.
like,
Yep.
oh, they want me to be the creative director. That ain't my job, you know.
Right.
See?
We might need
Exactly.
to hook you up with Rico so you can
Ex-
For
get
real.
some.
Let them know. Let them
Yeah,
know.
it'd be a good connect for you, so you can be a creative director for some of these girls he's photographing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's it's kind of like it's easy for me now. I don't prefer to be in front of the camera anymore, but I used to model, so I
yeah,
know, point your toes, arch your back till it hurts. If it doesn't hurt, you're doing it wrong. Flip your hair type thing. So those
yeah,
are
Yeah.
very needed because photographers don't. My earring keeps falling out. Photographers, some photographers don't look for that. And so you get a like bomb picture, but you're like, dang, I wish somebody would have told me to brush my hair down right here, or I wish
Right. Right.
my collar wasn't up. So sometimes photography that extra eye, so they can focus on just cap picture.
mm, yeah, yeah. You know, so one of the things that I think we're breaking up a little bit here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Okay.
All right, we're good. All
Yeah.
right, cool. No, so I was gonna say, I also wanted to talk about your friend gifting you the LLC. That's super dope,
Right.
and I like how you said that. It made you realize or feel like that. Somebody's really believing in you and like kind of rooting for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that's something, that's so dope. I think that that's a great story and something that we need to do for each other. Like make sure, even if it's not necessarily like always or trying to give somebody LLC, but letting your
Right.
friends know like, yo, hey, what you're doing is dope. I believe in you, because
Right.
Right.
that
Like
yeah, that can
support
propel somebody.
goes a long way. Sorry. Go
Exactly.
ahead.
Yeah.
Oh no, you good. You good. No, you're exactly right. It goes a long way, and that can propel somebody to that next level. Them having that, knowing that you had that belief in them.
And it took that one person, like
Right.
sometimes, people need multiple people to feel confident, and I'm over here thinking what I'm doing is good. But, for someone like just to wake up on Christmas Day and I'm looking at this paper, like this little thin gift, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what this is. I don't want to rip it, but
Yeah.
just like they were even nice. They made it their own name that they thought I would want it, but they were nice enough to change it for me.
Okay.
It's the party details for me. And
I
it just
like that.
yeah. It came from like the little things that I was doing first. Like, first I was just doing like balloon gifts. Like the first thing I think I made was like a heart made out of balloons. Like, and
Right.
I was getting business from Airbnb. Like that was like, me and my friend, we had the business there. So I was kind of promoting on Airbnb first.
Right.
So it was really cute because it was like this girl booked her Airbnb for her birthday. And
Mhm.
like 2 days later, this guy comes in and he was like, hey, can I get a cake and like some type of gift for my girlfriend? And I'm like, I can't let you do that because I don't
Yeah.
know who you really are,
Right.
Right.
but he just
Right.
wanted to surprise his girlfriend, and like I ended up making him like this huge heart,
Okay.
and that said happy birthday in the middle. And it kind of just was there. It went skyrocketing from there. Like I just felt
Mm.
like the sky was the limit. I was always like, I lived on YouTube, and everybody's out, and y'all take out your phone and your Instagram. Everybody's
Yeah.
like, what are you looking at? I'm looking at balloons. I'm looking at backdrops. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Everybody's just like we in the club, wherever, out to eat. Everybody's like, oh, look at this, look at this balloon. Isn't that cool? And everybody's like, yeah, okay.
Hey,
It's
that's
I don't. It's a really good passion of mine. Like I just feel I want people to find that. I really, really, really want people to find it. I'm happy that I found it because I remember just talking to different people, just like, I don't know what I want to do. I want to find out something that
Yeah.
I can do that I can make money from, but also is very therapeutic to me. So
Yeah.
the ideas pop in my head like this, and
Mm.
I just create. I can create all day. Like
That's
that's all I
amazing.
want to do. Like I will be happy to leave the 9 to 5 just to create all the time.
and you know what? I think that's amazing. Like I think you said, before, like talking about how, you may be nervous sometimes to like take that extra step, like step out on faith. You know what I mean? And like say, hey, you know what? Fear of failure. Everyone has it. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think we talked about it, on our last episode. And it's like, you're great. You're destined for certain things, right? But it's like when you got somebody that's believing in you, somebody that you're like, oh, wait a minute, I can do this. You know what I'm saying? It's
Hmm.
like I know I'm gifted, but then I know I got somebody over here that really truly believes in me, that's not patronizing me. You know what I mean? And it's
Right.
like, okay, all right, this is the push I needed to take off, and especially if you're passionate about it, because then it
It's
doesn't
definitely
necessarily take
nice
work.
because
Yeah.
they were actually
Yeah.
trying to like learn. Yes, yes. It's nice to have someone be passionate in what you do. Learn like the words, like the when you do the balloons, they're called quads and dupes. And they were over there learning it with me. So it was just nice for that person. Like they would go to the store with me, they would help me pick it out.
Okay.
And at that time, that was my only cheerleader at the time because I wasn't really open with what I was doing at first because I was
Right.
learning, like I was
Right.
like
Yeah.
kind of
Right.
learning what I was doing. Then I started getting confident enough to post it on Instagram, like,
Mm.
and then just the feedback, not saying that it necessarily I needed validation from other people. I just
Right.
needed that push from somebody that could actually see the vision that I was going towards and just,
Yep.
have that person just like, yeah, just keep practicing. You got it. You can do it.
Yeah.
And, just, I remember being frustrated saying that I could never make something like that. I was like, oh, I'm not going to get to that level, and it's just like that mindset is so terrible to have. Like, and
Hmm.
I
Yep.
really feel like fear is just the devil. Like it's
Yeah.
just the devil trying to keep you away from what God is trying to get you to. And the
Right.
minute you can let that fear go and you can just keep on shining and you go places that you never know that you would go.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know
Definitely.
what? I I think that is something that stood out to me that you said was just saying talking about your vision, and pretty much that you didn't want to let a lot of people like know about it from the beginning. And I don't think that it's because you were like afraid to let people know about it, but also to a certain point, everyone doesn't deserve to know your vision because everyone's not going to see what you see. And then you might receive the wrong type of criticism from that. So I think that's key too. Being able to confide in somebody close to you, but again, not let everyone in on what God has given you or certain talents that you have. But I want to actually talk about that. You create balloons and backdrops, and you got your flowers behind you. Are those majority of your requests, and how much time do you spend on average making like decorations for events?
Okay, so it is the average of my requests right now because I have put a pause on the event.
Okay.
I'm only doing decorating for like right now. So that I'm working on a website. So I know once I bring the website out, I'm going to actually list all my services that I actually offer.
Mhm.
So, but as far as like flower walls, I made this one today, like maybe an hour before we
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
started shooting. So I'm actually getting a lot faster
Okay.
with them now.
Yeah.
But it depends on the size that someone wants. So most people want
Okay.
a 6-foot one. So that's 8 or 9 panels. So it can take up to 3 days if
Mm.
I work on
Wow.
it consistently. Um, yeah, they have grid. It's like they're on a grid that has
Mhm.
274 nails on it. So
Wow.
you have to actually take the flower heads, pull them off, and then put them on. But because I'm a perfectionist and I have like this vision, I will take it out and put it back in, take it
Mm.
out, put it back in because I want it to look a certain way.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
but if I've had some people, like I had one, I had one lady who needed 8 like long panels, like we did it
Ooh.
on form boards, and she needed it in 3 days. I will
Dang.
never do that again. I will. When I tell you guys, I cannot make this up. I woke up with like flowers in my hair, like.
Wow.
But so I don't ever want to do it though, like where it kind of stresses me out or makes me feel like
Yeah.
I have to
Right.
rise. Like it was very overwhelming.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
was just like, I do a rush like that again because it almost took the fun out of it. It almost made me felt more
Mm.
Right.
of an
Mm.
obligation, to get
Right.
done. But like on my Etsy page, I tell people to allow me 5 to 7 business days. But I was just trying to help her out because it was for her birthday. I'm a sucker.
Okay.
Like I like to help people out when I can. So, but it came out fire, and I can't wait to share the photos with you guys.
Okay.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's super dope. Man, I know you definitely love what you're doing because 3 days, yo.
And it was terrible. They were long panels too. Like they weren't even like these are I believe these are 60 centimeters by 40 centimeters. So they're not long. These ones were like a foot or no, like 3 feet. And I needed 8.
Okay.
So it was a tedious thing. And then some of my rows, like some of my flowers didn't have the stems in them. So I would have to put the stems in it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it was a process. Like
it sounds very intricate.
Yeah.
It's time consuming. It's easy. I guess if you're creative, it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what people end up doing. People pay you for, what they don't have the vision for or the time to do. I don't think it'll be very hard for people to do it. It's just like, do you rather pay somebody else, to keep your time?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Definitely.
That makes sense.
So speaking of that, you have this creativity and this vision. Have you always been, creative like that and had that vision? Like since you were young, where did that come from?
You know what? I just didn't know, I remember being in 9th grade and you have career, like come to school dressed up what you want to be when you grow up. Yeah. So mine was like a model / clothes designer. And like, it's so funny because I've seen people do it, but when I was in the 9th grade, I remember I got in trouble, but taking a pair of jeans, cutting off, like they were like long jeans, and I cut off one of the legs of it and made it like shorts. And then like I tied like a bandana on it. So like one was short and the other one was long. And I had like heels. So I was always creative. I write. But I think I was just always scared to just like take it to the next level. Like I didn't have that confidence. And I wasn't as spiritual as I am now. Okay. So I think that, that whole fear thing I told you, to me, that's just, that's the devil just blocking you. Every time you get close to what you're going to get to, there's going to be, and I would let those things distract me. But now, like, I've been through a lot. Like, I've been putting on my Instagram, like, I've been through a lot in the last 3 months. I've changed, I've changed a lot in these last 3 months. And through that time of trial and tribulation, I would literally be working on a flower wall, boohoo crying, because it wasn't an option. It wasn't an option to sleep on my dream. Even though I was hurting, even though I was sad, even though I wasn't in a good space, I would still like be practicing my balloon garlands, crying my eyes out, but still practicing, because that's how dedicated to it that I was. And I knew that the pain that I was feeling at that time was just temporary. Yeah. And I knew that this is something I want to do forever. I want, hopefully, when I have kids, they'll be interested in, growing my business and taking it to another level. And, not even really having to think about having a 9 to 5. Like, I don't mind if my kids have a 9 to 5, but I want them to understand that they have an option of creating their own dreams and working for themselves. So that's kind of like the vision I want to instill in my kids' head.
Okay.
Building that generational wealth, man. I'm here for it.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Same. Yeah, nah, that's dope. I feel the exact same way. We want to, I feel like, we didn't have that education when we were growing up, our generation, a lot of us didn't anyway. And we didn't know we had the options that a lot of these kids now, like, they know they got different options, and we didn't know we had all those options. It was like,
facts,
bro, you gotta go to college so you can get a good job. We didn't have this knowledge, like, man, you could do anything you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Right. You ain't gotta learn it at college. You can learn it. You can learn it on YouTube.
Don't. A lot of people, they go to college and they go to college for something that's not even their passion, or they go to college and they still can't get a good job. It's like, I wouldn't tell my kids, not to go to college, but I just don't want to instill in their head, go to college so you can get a good 9 to 5. Like, I don't want them
Right.
to have that mindset. Like, you can go to
Right.
college for the experience of it, but I don't want them to just feel like, oh, if I don't go to college, I'm not going to amount to anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. So, we talked about your business, how much time you spend on these things. How are you marketing your business? Is it I know you talked about it going up from, your Airbnb and things like that. Is it all just like word of mouth and social media? What things are you doing to market your business?
So it it seems like now when you're walking in your purpose, it seems like anybody that I speak to now is like a walking billboard. So
Mm,
I was in the Dollar Tree. So basically, there are $2 trees that's less than 5 miles from me.
okay.
And they started realizing that I come early in the morning because I try to respect all the other customers because I will buy like all their flowers, like all their flowers.
Yeah.
And they literally will sit there and have to rate them up one by one. And it'll be like $200 worth of flowers, but everything in the Dollar Tree is $1. So that's a
Yeah.
lot to just, scan.
Yeah.
So
Right.
by the time I was in there, like the fourth time, I was like, what do you do? And I was like, oh, I make flower walls. I'm an event planner. I do, so she was like, okay. She was like, if you leave your business card here, I will leave, you can leave them here. And also I'll start calling you when the good flowers come and you can come out here and, get them.
That's
So my
dope.
marketing
That's what's
does go
up.
from, the Airbnb, I have an Etsy page, which, I do promos on the Etsy page. I
Okay.
do promos on Instagram. My website's coming. So then, I have the website, but a lot of it is just connection. Like, I don't know if I feel like when you're younger, I'm not young, but when you have an older person that sees you
Mhm.
and they feel like you have a good head on your shoulders, they want to help you. And I think
Right.
that's how my relationships are developing. I go to the register, I'm friendly, I smile, and then they
Yeah.
want to talk to me. And then
Yeah.
as they talk to me, they're just like, I just want to help you. So you're like, this sounds like something that you're passionate about. You're not talking
Mhm.
about money. And I don't ever talk about money when it comes to this. I mean, it comes, but I don't do it for the money. I do
Right.
it because I love it.
Okay.
Right.
Nah, that's good. That's the best. I think that's the best way because I've done. You talked earlier about you've done a lot of different things. I've done a lot of different things as well, and I realized like when it's about the money, you never really do well at those things, right? When you're thinking about the money.
Right.
So it's got to be it's got to be more than that. Like your why has to be more uh encompassing more things than just like, oh, I know I can make money doing this. It's got to be
Right.
something more than that.
The intention behind it has to be genuine, and
Exactly.
people can see that, people can feel that. That's why she was so
Yeah.
willing to help you, because she can obviously see the passion behind it, because you're just not coming up just trying to be money hungry.
Yeah,
You can feel that from people, and that's easy to build rapport when you're coming from a genuine place.
Yeah.
I agree. I really do agree.
Yeah.
It's I think it's just nice to create something for somebody that will be rememberable. Like,
Right.
it's like that wow factor. Like every time I send someone a flower wall, before I even send it to them, I send them pictures. I'm like, hey, here's a few of your panels. Do you like something? Do you not like something? I had a recent customer. She was so adamant on having ivory, peach, and brown flowers. And y'all know how hard it is to find brown flowers?
I can imagine.
I mean, and I added the brown flowers because I found some, and it was very hard to find. They weren't even cheap, but I was happy, and I thought it looked so cool for her to turn around and say, "Oh, I don't like the brown."
Oh man.
She was
Even
like,
though you
"Can
went
you?"
searching.
She was like, "Can you take it out?" I was like, "Yes, ma'am."
Oh man.
I only gave you what you wanted, but it was
Right.
like she doesn't even know she didn't know my struggle though. I didn't even share it with her, but I was like, I don't know, brown flowers is kind of hard. It's not really in season. I was like, it might be easier to find in the fall, but she's like, no, I really want it. And I find these brown flowers, and she's just like,
Yeah, she didn't
oh,
like it.
yeah.
It wasn't quite what I had in mind.
That's crazy.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
she's like, can you replace it with the pink? I was like, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's kind of weird though, that she would even want brown flowers in this season. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. I think she showed me something else that she saw. And the flowers were more like a tan color, but they were, I believe they were paper flowers. So I use this artificial flowers for mine, but when I actually, it was pretty. Actually, the brown actually made it pop, believe it or not. But I think that she was just like, yeah. And then she said she wanted to use it for her baby's nursery. So maybe I don't know. But I was like, and I don't even take it away, because I think now that I've been going through the spiritual journey, that I feel like I'm vibrating so high that I am attracting like all kind of different people. Yeah. So when I was in Hobby Lobby that day, I made like 4 different connects. So I try not to add at the fact that she made me pay that extra money for them brown flowers that nobody's probably gonna ever ask for again. That's why I had to throw them in here myself. These are the flowers that she didn't like. She didn't like those. So I figured I'll put it to use. But I made so many connections that day. So I was just like, I'm not even gonna be mad.
Yeah. I mean, that's a win. If you even though she didn't like the flowers, if you made some connections, that's definitely a win. And they look good in that wall you got right there.
I think it's all about perspective too. If you would have sit there and harped on the fact that she wanted them to change after you did all of that work, and she didn't necessarily have to know everything that you went through. The fact that you kind of stayed cool, calm, and collected, knew that you made you looked at it from a positive standpoint at the connections you made versus like the setback of having to go back and do it. You were like, you know what, this was still a W. You know what I mean? So I think it's all about perspective too, to that point.
Yeah, definitely.
I think if our mindset stays positive, you can continue getting blessed, because I think that we block a lot of our blessings by having a negative outlook on something.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah,
and but no, I was gonna say, speaking of blessings, right? You have a rental property as well, right? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So we took advantage of that during COVID out in Atlanta. I think it was only like 5% that you had to put down on a home. So a couple of friends put some money down on the home. I was less likely wanting to put money down because it was a new connection, new connection. So I was just like, how about I be the decorator and I'll be like the customer service side of it.
Yeah.
And so we ran it together. It's a 5-bedroom house, 2 bathrooms in East Point. And it stays booked out because it's 8 minutes from the airport. It's right off of the what is it called? The Tyler Perry studio off that exit.
Studios.
Oh yeah.
So it's like it's like 15 minutes away from everything.
Oh, that's good.
And it's actually a really good blessing, because I'm not sure why the tenants left it, but they left all the furniture in there. All the furniture. They left queen size beds. They left TVs in every room. Wow. So all I really had to do was decorate.
Wow.
And they took like $5,000 off the house as well. I don't know. I think, COVID happened. They probably, nobody was probably renting the Airbnb during that time.
Yeah.
And they probably, had their own house. So they probably couldn't keep up with it. But it was definitely a blessing, because we were able to put it, I think we were able to put it on the market in a month.
Wow.
Because we didn't have to go and buy, beds and mattresses and TVs for all the rooms. They were already there. So
Yeah, that's the blessing for
That's
real.
awesome. I know you still enjoy putting your own personal touch on things, though.
I sure do. Every season, every season it's different. So like when it's springtime, there's spring decorations. Christmas
Okay.
time, I'm taking down the decorations. I also make wreaths too, so I'll change the wreaths on the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's dope. I'm sure the guests there appreciate that.
Yep.
Yeah. They like to say it feels really homely. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
they
I
feel
said,
real welcome.
it feels, I imagine. That's dope. So, with all this, with everything that happened in COVID, obviously, you talked about it was a blessing for you and some of the things that you were able to do and accomplish over that time frame. But tell us about some of the obstacles that you've had starting up your business and getting things moving.
Well, yeah, there was definitely like, several obstacles. Like, first, like I told you with the job, when I just had one, they, cut my pay 20%.
Right.
So at that point, anything, barely can pay the rent. That's when I discovered, because my favorite place to get my flowers from are Hobby Lobby. I love Hobby Lobby. I swear
Okay.
by Hobby Lobby. They have 50% off every other week on their flowers. I don't think anybody
Okay.
understands how expensive artificial flowers are. Okay, they're not cheap at all. Like
Yeah.
they'll give you like maybe 6 flower heads on 1 bushel for $9.99. I need
Oh,
267 for 1 panel.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got me intrigued, man. Next time I go to, Hobby Lobby or Home Goods or something like that, I'm gonna have to look at these
Just look
flowers
at
because
it.
I don't think I've ever really paid attention that close. You know what I mean? So
Right.
They're very expensive. If you go to Hobby Lobby, if you go to Michael's, like they have 1 flower like for $6.99.
wow.
Dang.
So if you do
That's crazy.
$6.99 times 300, 267, that's just 1 panel.
Right.
Yeesh. Yeah.
That's
So so that was kind of a struggle, just trying to figure out where I can get flowers. And I'm still trying to look now. I'm thinking about maybe trying to see if I can find a vendor, off of
yeah.
DH Gate, maybe, see if I can do that, because it still gets kind of
Yeah.
expensive.
Right.
But that was like one of the biggest obstacles, is just making sure that I had inventory.
Right.
So that was, one of the problems. And then just I'm occurring another problem as of right now is shipping is so expensive.
Oh yeah.
Because, I'll be honest, I do $45 per panel if you do 2 colors. So like these have like just 2 colors. These have bigger flowers in them. And so the bigger flowers cost more. So my lowest price point is probably like $389. If you do a 6, like if you do, I think that one is for 5 panels, which I have a minimum of 8 panels, but it gets really expensive to ship. I had someone only have 2 panels because I was just being nice, because I made an exception, and it cost me $89 to ship it.
Dang.
Wow.
So
Sheesh.
I'm trying to figure out different packaging.
Yeah. Who'd you ship it? Did you ship it from the post office or UPS? What'd you use?
I went to both. Because I looked at actually FedEx was actually cheaper. FedEx told me 74, but I still thought it was crazy. So I went to the post office and they told me 89, and I just went there. I just accepted it because I was in a rush.
Yeah.
But they're saying because the boxes aren't heavy, it's the dimensions of the box.
Right.
So now I'm trying to like discover. I think I'm gonna have to work with someone, try to make like some special packaging, because it's already expensive. Shipping's already high. I don't really want to like kill my customers in making them pay for shipping. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to like figure it out, and then I'm trying to keep up with my competitors. Like I'm looking on Etsy, and most of them have free shipping as well. So I'm like, like you want to stay with your competitor.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's tough.
So like.
Oh no, I was gonna say, no, I hope you can figure out a way to get that, to get that shipping down, because that would be a good help for you business wise. That's a crazy expense.
Right.
That was crazy. That was my first customer that I had in California. So I think I've had like other ones have been like $40 $40 because I couldn't understand that one because I was like, wait, this one's only 2 panels. I sent 6 or 8 panels for like $50, but it was because it was all the way in California. That's why it cost so much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Well, I think it's like I find it, I guess, just a positive outlook in it. I like dealing with these challenges, like it's new for me.
Yeah.
So now
Right.
it's like, oh, okay, now I'm understanding how the shipping works. Oh, I'm understanding it's the dimension of the boxes. It might have been common sense to someone else, but I don't send things on the regular or ship things to people on the regular. So
Right.
it's definitely new to me to learn about that.
Yeah.
But I think that's important too, to give yourself, and I think that you're doing that, give yourself some grace because, this is new experiences, but at the same time, you're growing, it's growing pains. It's nothing
Yeah.
negative. It's definitely growing pains. And you're able to say, okay, you know what? I've tried it this way. Let me try something different, or, it'll work better this way. The post office was a lot more expensive. If I do it again, I know I can go back to FedEx because they're cheaper.
Right.
So it's just certain things that you learn that that you can get better at for next time. And that's actually a good segue because being that you've been through different growing pains and you've learned from different, as you mentioned before, different trials and tribulations that you've been through as well with growing your business. What do you think is, kind of a very important quality or most important quality for someone who wants to, go into being an event coordinator or, do what you do as far as being, an event decorator?
Well, you really, 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 really have to have a positive mindset.
Mhm.
Because you have to understand, especially with event planning, that things may go wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Right.
99% of the time, there's going to be something that may go wrong. Not
Right.
even just being negative about it. It's just that sometimes we have this expectation, we have this vision on how we want something to look. And then, the
Right.
day shows, maybe somebody cancels, maybe, so it's kind of like, and you have to definitely be someone who can plan. I feel like it fits me perfectly because when people are on just, ABC, I'm already probably down to Z. Like
Right.
I know, like, if
Yeah.
this happens, I have this.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
this, I have that. I'm just like, I always kind of just, because I understand and I get it, and I just, that's just
Yeah.
life, period. So if you
Right.
take your life lessons on anything, just kind of being prepared for what may happen.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's the most important thing that you can do in event decorating, because you have this vision, and then certain things might not, pan out.
Right.
Yeah.
You might not even have enough time. Maybe one of the people to help you decorate cancels. So like I pre-make as much things as possible. Like I will pre-make as many things as I can. And I sometimes overbuy because I'd rather have too much than not enough.
Right.
So
Right. Yep.
definitely, if you're going to go into the industry, you have to be a planner and somebody who can at least plan like 4 steps ahead,
That's good.
just so that you can be prepared.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good.
that's very good. That's very good. And it's like chess, right? You gotta be thinking about the next move, but not just your move, but like what else can happen, what other person gonna do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a good point, Cam. Stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They're like that.
That's what's up. So, aside from that, what advice would you give somebody um who said, hey, I wanna get into this next? What is one of the first things that they can do to get started?
I mean, if I'll probably have to ask, what have they already done?
Mm,
Okay.
You want to have, I would definitely recommend, having a skill base already on doing, like, balloon garlands is very popular. And
Mhm.
they're really good money. You can get really good money off of balloon garland. My backdrop setups start at $200 minimum, and that's for
mm,
like basic. But I see that and I would say try to be well-rounded in as much event planning things like making backdrops,
right.
making balloon garlands, because outsourcing gets very expensive. A
Yeah.
lot of event
Yeah.
planners like to outsource. And I would also say start building your own inventory. That's why I've kind of slowed down on it as well,
Okay.
because I say it's a good thing. So like I said, I find a silver lining in everything.
Mhm.
But because I was new, my first party that I did, I had to buy a lot of the stuff. But
Yeah.
I looked at it as, okay, it may not be that much of a profit, but I'm getting inventory with somebody
Right.
else's
Right.
money. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
so that's kind of, you know, like, so it's, so once you can start really getting your inventory up, it'll be easier because people can just rent the stuff from you. That's more money
Right.
in your pocket versus
Yeah.
you having to go out to rent it from someone else or having to pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like I would
Right.
always tell people, in my opinion, I would start off like trying to build an inventory, at least having having like some tables already, chairs already,
Right.
centerpieces are really important so that you can kind of save some money and not have to
Mm.
like, use majority of your income or your profit on getting the things.
That's good advice.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. I like it. So what?
Honestly,
And
I
it,
don't know if anybody's had a big party before.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's had a big party before, but it's not cheap at all by any means
oh,
necessary. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
did you
know.
happen to see my Did you happen to see any of the videos from my birthday party?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I watched your
Those
videos.
the what are they called? Uh, cool sparklers.
Mm-hmm.
I had a client. Her budget was only $1,000. That's not a lot of money. Okay,
Yeah.
because $500
Mhm.
is pretty much, the decorations, and then
Right.
the other $500 me paying myself, paying my people, paying for a U-Haul truck,
Mm.
all that.
Right.
So she was like, I want the cool sparklers that you want. I said, oh no. She was like, I said that was $550 just for that and $200 for it to be installed. That's
Wow.
Dang.
$750.
Wow.
Sheesh.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think people understand how expensive it is to really have like a real party.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it's not cheap, and I probably would do it again.
Man.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
do it again.
I believe it. That's why weddings and receptions are so expensive.
I was gonna say, man, thinking about when you're thinking about a wedding and putting all of that
Mm.
stuff together, and then easily why, a lot of times minimum for, a wedding when you put in certain decorations is like minimum 20K. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And you
absolutely.
and the
Especially if you want
minimum,
the
yeah,
extra stuff.
right. And the minimum for decorations, we're talking like the thousands. And I literally say the minimum for decorations is in the thousands. We're not talking about
It is.
the venue or the dress or any of that nature. We're just talking about decorations and flowers
Just decorations
themselves.
alone, like the marquee letters are very popular now. And so it's like the
Oh, yeah.
huge letters with the lights.
Yeah.
Right.
Those are like $50 a letter.
Jeez.
Wow.
I don't know many people that don't, no one's really getting anything with a minimum of 4 letters. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
and I went through that with my client as well. I was like, no, ma'am.
So
like
to be like, listen, girl, we about to go to Jamaica. We're gonna let this ocean be the backdrop because no. But no, seriously, I think I think to your point, you have to really put it in perspective and say if this is what you want, be willing to fork out some money because
Pay
it's
for it,
not
yeah.
cheap for for good and solid decorations. You know what I mean, for whatever party or event you're planning. So
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta let them know. Let them know. It's
you
gonna
have,
cost you some
you
bread.
know what?
up
That's
front.
a learning lesson too. Yes, you have to let them know. You
Yeah.
have to let them know. I know Party City makes a lot of money because I remember I think I got 250 balloons, like different shades of purple balloons, and it cost me $300 and something just to have that.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
like
crazy, yo.
it's not. Anytime you guys see anybody like have like a party that's just more than tablecloths with chair covers and a vase. That's the basic right there. So you could
Mhm.
probably get that for about $400.
Right.
But
Mhm.
anything outside of that, you're spending like real money. Like I probably wouldn't do anything like that for myself again personally, unless it
Yeah.
was my wedding.
Mm. Now I get it. That makes sense. That's
It's a
yeah.
lot of money.
Yeah. I'm I'm putting some ideas together in my head right now. Like, all right, maybe I need to start selling party decorations.
Yeah.
Just like
Seriously,
the basic, stuff. I let the creators do their thing with it, but I'm gonna sell you the basic thing.
and what I figured is whenever I feel like I'm ready to retire, all I have to do is just put my inventory on my website as rental property, and I won't have
Yeah.
to work.
Yeah.
You know, oh, can I get 3 or can I get 8 of your vases? You know, have a set amount. You know, most people I see on their website say maybe 1 to 2 days is a requirement. You know,
Mhm.
just to get
Right.
get money. But that's just another way to just have people like, I have shimmer walls. So,
Yeah.
people love the shimmer walls. And those are very expensive in itself.
Yeah.
So this is a very broad industry where you can have multiple streams of income. It doesn't like you're not fit in a box. So
Yeah.
I like that.
That's such a smart idea. And the other thing that you could do is so I'm a real estate agent, and a lot of realtors when they are, when they have like especially nicer houses that they're
Mhm.
selling, they want to stage it. And sometimes you see some cheap staging, like they just throw a bed and whatever sofa they got in there. But every now and then, some people do it right, So that could be definitely a good lane for you as well, for like an extra source of income.
Yeah.
If you got extra inventory to help decorate those houses that need to be staged.
Yeah, for sure.
And I would really enjoy that too. And then the thing is, like, I will say too, just to kind of go back, another hard thing is pricing. Figuring how
Yeah.
much you should charge somebody. That's really hard because you don't
Yeah.
want to overcharge, but you want to still make sure that you're having a profit.
Right.
Right.
It's like it's kind of hard to find a happy medium, especially when you're just starting.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But you know
I can
what?
imagine.
I think, yeah, and to your point, I think that what you have to do is you can't lowball yourself because I think you
Right.
touched on it earlier when you talked about what people are actually paying for, and then paying for that labor. Like, maybe it's something that they could do, or they don't have the vision for, but it's something that they could do if they put
Mhm.
in the work. But at the same time, they're paying you,
They don't
so
want to.
you know what your labor is. You know how much time you're putting in. You mentioned it being time consuming. You mentioned like you might have to go across town to find a brown flower. So you know what I mean? Like when you think about all of the work that you're putting in, you don't want to undercut yourself. So
Yeah.
it's like, let me make sure that I set a price and that's respectable for me, but at the same time, letting you know, like, hey, I care about you, I care about your business, but I care about myself as well. And I care about me
Yeah.
taking the time to put in the
Absolutely.
work. So
Yeah.
And I think it's important to I go with the competition to a certain extent, but I feel like you create the type of clientele that you have.
Yeah.
right.
So like I have my prices at a certain price because those are the type of, clients that I want. You know
Right.
what I mean? So like
Uh-huh.
I don't want to always do everything. Oh, because like a lot of people when they first start off, they're always kind of lowballing themselves because they just want
Yeah.
to get business and do that. It's not fair because you're lowballing and they're going and telling their friends that, hey, this person only charged me $70 for this. And
Mhm.
now you almost have to charge the next person $70 as well.
Right.
So I don't want to
Yeah.
set that standard,
Right.
for someone. So I usually just tell people, well, I said, this, I have a 9 to 5, so I'm not gonna, I'm not hurting for this money like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not gonna take that price cut like that because you have to keep a level of
And it went
standard for yourself and your business, and
Yeah.
sometimes, not all customers are good customers. That's just what
Yeah.
it
to that
is.
point, it weans out the people that you don't necessarily want to do business with. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It like just it gets rid of those folks. When you set, just to your point, when you set a certain standard, it cuts out the people that are serious about doing business with you and who's not.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
plain and simple. So um with that, what do you feel like thus far as your biggest accomplishment?
I will say I think that my biggest accomplishment has to be the 8 panels that I did because I went out of my comfort zone, which is something that I've been working on because I typically feel like I have to be in control all the time. And when I say that I have to be in control, like I want to know every little piece of detail. If I don't know something, I don't feel comfortable doing it. But when this particular young lady reached out to me, you know, she asked for a flower wall, and it was an emergency. Like she was like, I need a flower wall like in 3 days. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't even have those panels. So we actually ended up meeting at Hobby Lobby together to pick out the flowers that she wanted. And that's when she asked me if I would, like I had a vision for everything. And so that's when she asked me to do the photo shoot thing. So like to me, and then the photographer has me as a contact now. But you know, it just took me out of my comfort zone and put me somewhere different and it introduced me to a different world.
That's what's up. Yeah.
Nah, that's dope.
For sure.
So Alisha, what's next for you? What's the next big thing, big plan? What you got going on?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like there's some things that's gonna be happening soon. But I feel I don't know. Like, you know how you just feel like something is gonna happen?
Yeah.
Like, you know, the world is just giving you all these signs and you're just seeing all these things. So I feel like there's something out there for me, but I just gotta keep pushing. Like I just gotta keep pushing, putting out content. I really feel like maybe there's gonna be just something that I actually put out that just really gets me seen in the way that I need to be seen and having the clientele. I'm just trying to be ready for it, y'all, because I'm the only one making these flower walls. You know.
You need an intern.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. I'm going to end up, I've been trying to pre-make, you know, the flower walls, but it's kind of hard to do that because they're so customizable. So I would hate, like, my favorite color is purple and ain't nobody looking at my purple panels. So I don't want to keep pre-making things that people are not looking for. You know what I mean? So like I just have the inventory, and like if I see something that's on sale, I just kind of stock up on it just in case to have it. So I don't guys, I probably the staging. I'll probably start looking more into the staging.
Okay.
Good. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, so hey Alisha, we appreciate your time, and you know, one thing that we always do here at the City of Savages before we go for our last segment here, we like to give all of our guests their flowers. You know, ironically,
no pun intended.
No pun intended. But we like to give all our guests their flowers, right? So you giving flowers, we're gonna give you flowers today. But no, we want to just say, you know, like I said, we met years ago, but I've been watching you on social and just seeing like the things that you're doing. And, you know, like I told you, I think what you're doing is so dope and it's so unique. It's like you don't see a lot of people doing it. So I just thought I was just so fascinated in what you're doing and just seeing the looks on the people face that's at your events and that you're working with. I can tell that they're happy to get their panels and their balloons and all, you know, all the decorations that you're doing for them. And I can also see that, you know, you're happy doing it. So, you know, I just want to say, look, we appreciate what you're doing and just give you kudos because I think it's so dope. So we want to give you your flowers for that.
Yeah, and to piggyback off Cam real quick, it's a pleasure to meet you. This is like, I feel like this is officially my first time meeting you, but you know, you feel good energy from people. Sometimes vibes speak before somebody even, you know, utters a word. So your vibe and, you know, your passion and what you do speaks through, obviously, you know, your art. I see your flowers behind you, but one other thing that I want to give you your flowers for, I think you talked about it earlier, is just your work ethic and just trying to be there for people. You know, I think you were talking about actually doing some work, but you know, you were shedding some tears while you were doing it. Not sure what you've been going through for the past few months, nobody's business but your own, but just to tell you, you know, continue pushing through whatever you're doing to continue to bring light to other people. You know, your art, your artistry, your creativity is obviously bringing light to other folks. It's obviously bringing light to these events and to decor. So new levels bring new devils, right? So each time you step up, you know what I mean? Each time you step up and continue to do something else, even when you start, you know, maybe staging these different homes and stuff like that. Something else may come up, but just don't let that stop you. To Cam's point, man, we want to give you your flowers. I'm inspired by you, even though I'm just meeting you. And just keep doing what you're doing, man. We rock with you for sure.
Well, I really do appreciate it, guys. And I just the fact that you saw something that I was doing that was different. I think everybody's trying to do what everybody else is seeing everyone else do. Like, everybody's like, oh, personal trainer. Let me be a personal trainer. Oh, makeup artist. Let me be a makeup artist. I was happy to find something that was true to me. Right. And I'm happy that Cam saw me and just, recognized that, when he asked me, I was like, absolutely, I would love to.
Yeah.
Hey,
first podcast too, so that was something outside of my comfort zone too. So
okay, well,
we appreciate you.
Before we go though, we got another segment for you real quick. Yeah, so we we like to we had a segment, we call it the Fab Five, and it's like a lightning round, so some quick questions that we like to ask all our guests. It's gonna help us get to know you just a little bit better and our listeners as well. I'm gonna let Greg fire out the first question for you.
All right, boom. I'm gonna just hit you straight between the eyes with it. What's the last song you listened to?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so don't judge me. It is called What I Asked For. No, What You're Famous For, I believe. I do not know the artist, but it's a gospel song that I've been killing all day today.
All right.
All day. Like, I've been listening to it all day. But basically, it's just, ask God for something and then pretty much just telling him that I believe in you and do what you're famous for. And I just feel like, I've been talking to him a lot, and that's my song. I gotta find the artist for you guys. I have to find it.
Hey, I'm gonna ask you too, so don't forget.
Yeah, I'm about to see if I can look that up on Apple and find it.
I really think that you guys would enjoy it because literally I'm in the car like, I know people are like, what is she? You would think it was like some rap song, but it's really lit. If you really believe in God like that, I'm just like, yes, Jesus, please give me what I'm asking for. Do what you're famous for.
Yeah. No, that sounds dope. Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. Yeah. Let us know what it is. I'm gonna look it up for sure.
I'm gonna have to. Let's see something. Oh no, I thought maybe I could see it without messing up this stuff.
Oh, okay. All good. Don't sweat it. We get it later. But number 2, what is your favorite book?
Let's see. Well, do I have a favorite book? I think I have a couple.
What are the couple that inspire you or that you would recommend to?
Well, one of the books I'm reading is kind of cheesy, but I am reading 31 Prayers for Your Future Husband.
Okay.
Hey, so that's one of the books that I'm just reading. So I'm working on and trying to just have a better understanding and outlook in. I used to really enjoy some books by an author called V.C. Andrews.
Okay.
It was a series, and like she named them after flowers. So it was like Rose, Thorn. Those were really good books. I enjoyed it. I don't know. That was my favorite book. I haven't picked up that book, but that's the one that still pops in my mind as of right now.
Okay.
Good.
Yo, I appreciate your how you're manifesting what you want, right?
Yes.
So hey, that's what you got to do.
You really do. I just feel like it's just a better way. It's just a good way to keep your mindset, because I think we fail to realize that we have to be cautious of the words that we say, and how we are actually, when we keep talking about something negative consistently, that's what we're putting out in the atmosphere. So if you can just change your mindset and only just speaks positively, your life has changed. And I am definitely a product of that. I have changed my mindset, and I've seen the difference in how my life was to how it is now.
That's awesome.
That's all right, man. All right, so question number 3. LA or ATL?
Atlanta.
That was quick.
Yeah. What is it about Atlanta that you like better than LA?
This culture here. There's a vibe here.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I think LA is hyped. This is just my personal opinion. I think it's, you know, it's hyped up. Of course, it's beautiful. The weather is amazing. But like when you go out to like, oh my gosh, Kiki, I'm sorry, my dog is doing the most.
Oh, that's fine.
In LA, it's just like if you were to go to a day party or you go anywhere, literally the people stay in their area, in their clique. And you know, I'm friendly. So I'm not saying that you have to be my best friend, but I'm friendly. I like to speak, I like to say hi, you know, and you know, you speak and you tell them hi and they're just like looking at you like you're crazy. You know, in LA, I felt like people were drawn to me because they thought I was like a model or an actress. And then when I would tell them that I had a 9 to 5, they're just like, oh, so like opportunists.
Right.
They would ask what you do before they ask your name. So it was just an experience for me, but it made me appreciate Southern men. Okay, because I don't like West Coast men. I'm sorry, West Coast men. Sorry.
Oh man.
I was actually gonna say, as you were speaking, I was just thinking like, and this may be attributed to both men and women, but I think it's just a certain thing about that Southern hospitality that you get, that you don't get other places, and you find it instantly when you're just, you know, in a setting around different folks. You know, it's just like, it Southern hospitality, yeah, it's different. So I totally understand
Definitely.
that.
Yeah.
I had someone let a door shut in my face in LA. I just never had that happen here, like in the South. I just feel like, you know, the pleasantries, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, thank you, bless you. It's so common speaking when somebody walks into a room. Like they don't really do that in LA. Like I was really shocked when somebody literally let the door shut in my face. I was like, oh, that's what we do here. You know, and like I remember when I first moved there, I didn't have my car yet. And the Uber driver was just like, look, you were too nice. They're going to chew you up and spit you out here.
Wow.
And I was just like, they didn't chew me up and spit me out, but I see what they meant because it's a whole different world out there.
That was nice of your Uber driver to give you a heads up, though.
I know.
He was like, and they had to tell me to stop feeding the homeless people because they were like, you're not gonna have no money.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be broke. You keep doing that.
Right.
This is so question number 4. What's something that most people don't know about you?
Well, only my closest friends know, but most people don't know that if you make me laugh hard enough, I snort. So like low key, I'm just like this little nerd. But it's very embarrassing. I try not to do it, but like if you make me laugh hard enough, I'm going to snort.
Word. That's a good one. That's a good thing to know. So all the fellas out there, if you get the pleasure of taking Alisha out there, you know what your goal is.
I was gonna say that's got to be goal number 1. I would definitely shoot for that. That's good.
And it's just so ridiculous. Go ahead.
No, what was you gonna say?
No, it's just ridiculous because if it does happen, every single guy always like, oh, it's so cute. There's nothing cute about anybody that snorts. Okay, that is not cute. That is not cute.
Oh goodness. All right. So last question. What's a goal on your bucket list that you wish to accomplish before 2021 is over?
I want to skydive, but tandem.
Okay.
It has to be tandem, but I do want to skydive.
Okay.
Hey, go for it. It's fun. I did
You done it?
I did it a few years ago. It's so dope. So dope.
Where'd you do it?
In Chester, South Carolina. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a I forget the name of the place, but I'll look it up and I'll shoot it to you. But it's like Carolina skydiving or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's dope. The people there are super nice. They chill. They super helpful, and it's fun. It's a good experience.
Were you
should definitely
scared?
do it. Yeah, I was scared. It's like I was excited but scared too. But once you jump, I'll say the most nervous you'll be probably is being up in the plane getting ready to jump. Once you jump, you straight.
Ooh. Was it tandem when you did it?
Yeah, it was tandem.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna
that was
do.
the other thing that made me less nervous because I knew I had, that instructor with me.
Yeah. Because my little crazy behind him forget to pull that string or
Yeah.
pull it too soon.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all know that gif of Leo DiCaprio when he's making a toast. I'm gonna do my best impression of that because y'all got it.
Yeah, you messing with it.
I ain't messing with it.
You have no interest in. I feel I have a lot of friends who are like, but I'm a daredevil, so.
I would say this: if somebody like triple dog dared me or something like that, I'm not gonna back down. I'm gonna do it, but I don't have like this interest to be like I'm going skydiving. Like I don't.
Well, that's triple dog dare you.
Oh man, that's messed up.
Yeah. Hey, now that you
Let's do
said
it.
it,
They got it.
Go.
Let's do it.
It's recorded too, man. Oh.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna go. I'm gonna set up a time. All three of us gonna go.
Let's do it.
It's lit, man.
Let's go. Word. Well, hey, Alicia, again, we definitely appreciate your time. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
I do want to let the people know, how to get in touch with you. What's your how to get to your Etsy, your social media, IGs, all that stuff. Tell people how they can reach you.
Yeah.
So you can find me on Instagram at it's the party details 4 me. So it's the party details for me, just the 4. And the Etsy, the link is going to be in the bio on my Instagram.
Okay.
Word. And before we go, you got to give the people a final gem. So what's one thing that you can leave the people with that's going to inspire them or leave a lasting impression?
You can have whatever you want as long as you put your mindset to it. That you can't have any doubts. You have to leave the doubts. When you take a step or a leap of faith into your purpose, you have to keep your thoughts forever positive, because there's going to be a lot of obstacles that's going to come in your way because you're aligning yourself with where you're supposed to be. So just always stay true to yourself and just remember, if God put it in you, then you're doing the right thing.
I like it.
Love it. Good stuff. All right. Hey, G, take us out.
Hey, man. Alisha, again, thank you so much. It was an honor to have you, and it was a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for all of the knowledge and your story. And y'all, please make sure to go hit up the Etsy and go check out our page, man. But it's been City of Savages podcast. You already know what it is. Make sure to hit us up whenever this episode drops. And check us out on the next episode. Peace.
Awesome.